Welcome to this latest episode of creating a highway map using QGIS. Today we're going to be adding interstates to this map. Now let's begin. So one of the things to do to set up our transportation map is to download the appropriate fonts. So go to GitHub and then search for RoadGeek fonts, and you'll come across this repository here. As you can see, it's the Highway Gothic fonts. We have B, C, D, E, EM, or EM if you're feeling fancy, and F. So we'll go ahead and we'll download this. We'll go ahead and just save it into our fonts folder, and it is now downloaded. Now we'll go ahead and go back. Then we'll unzip this. And all of our fonts will be here. We'll go ahead and start installing. Alright, now we have installed all of the appropriate fonts. Another thing we have to set up are the highway shield blanks we're going to use as symbols on our transportation font. So we'll go ahead and in your search engine type in site:.org to find every site that ends in .org, and then in the search term type in highway shield blanks, and then click on highway shield blanks of the unit US from Wikimedia. Wikimedia has a lot of good all different highway font shields. So we definitely want .svg. So we're gonna download and we'll leave it, well actually we'll call it Interstate XX for the 2-digit Interstate shield. Then we'll also go ahead and download the 3-digit Interstate shield. Call it Interstate XXX. Alright, now we have our highway shield blanks downloaded. Another prerequisite for obtaining our transportation map is to download the actual data files that we're going to add into the map. And one of them is going to be on the PASDA website. So you go to PASDA, click on transportation, and you scroll all the way down to Pennsylvania. And then you download Pennsylvania State Roads. And we'll go ahead, put in our transportation folder, and wait for that to download. And it has now downloaded, so we'll go ahead and extract it. Alright, the files are all extracted and ready to use. To get started building our transportation map, we've gone ahead and opened up QGIS, and then we've copied our political boundaries map that we've created earlier, called it transportation. So we'll go ahead and open up transportation, and now let's go ahead and open up PA State Roads. This contains all of the state-maintained highways in Pennsylvania. But we just want to go ahead and add interstates for now. So we'll go ahead and extract interstates from this map. We'll go ahead and open up the attributes table, which gives us all these codes. But for now, we're mainly going to pay attention to TRAF RT NO column. Now, if you look at all those files that were downloaded for PA State Roads, you'll see this PDF document in here. This contains a data dictionary of what all the columns mean. And we'll go ahead and see what the TRAF RT NO. So this can be I for interstate, PA for state highway, US for US highway. So we'll go ahead and I'll highlight all of the interstates on this map. So we'll go to TRAF RT num. We'll bring up all the unique codes. I for interstate. This will select all of the interstates on the map. Now we'll go to layer, and we will save that layer. Save as. Then we want to save it as a shapefile. File name, we'll call it Interstates. And save only selected features. That's an important one to highlight. So we'll just save our interstates. Uncheck Add Save File to Map and click OK. Now we'll go ahead and remove this. And I want to look. Okay. Now we'll create a file just for the interstates. We'll create a folder. Move all of these in here. Okay. Now I'll add the interstates back in. Now we'll go ahead and format it. Now that we have added the interstates to the map, we'll go ahead and drag them under the transportation group. And now we'll change the symbology to rule-based. And we want to split the interstates up between the toll roads and the free roads. So we'll create this rule and call it toll roads, and we'll filter it by the toll code field here. Now toll code 1 means toll bridge, and toll code 2 is all other tolls. And we want to change this line here to be purple. So we'll go ahead, FF00, FF is the color. I'll make this 1 millimeter. Make that flat. And then we'll add another line on top of that. make this white. So we'll do FFF to make it white. And we're only going to have this 0.25 millimeters. We'll hit apply. As you can see, the Pennsylvania Turnpike is now lit up on the map. And we'll add another rule here for just regular interstates. So go to fields and values. Toll code equals 0. And we'll have under this line, make the color 0000 FF to make it blue. And we'll make this 1 millimeter wide. Cap style is flat. Click OK. Whoops. And then we'll add another line on top of that. Make it a thin white line. FFF. And have that one also 0.25 millimeters with a flat cap. And as you can see, the free interstates and the tolled interstates are now on here. Next, we'll go ahead and add the labels for the interstates. This is where the interstate shields come in handy. So we go into properties for interstates, go under labels, and then do rule-based labeling. We'll create a rule which says, which is for 2-digit interstates, and we'll filter it down by the length of, whoops. So first, we actually want to trim the preceding 0 off the numbers. I'll show you why. Let me cancel this out of here. So if we go into Open Attribute Table, for state RT and O, it actually shows preceding zeros. But the column we're going to use is traf RT1. And it shows a preceding 0 for 99, and 95, 84, so on and so forth. So we want to get rid of that 0. We'll go back into Properties, Labels, Rule-Based Labeling. We'll do 2-digit interstate. We'll filter it by doing L-trim. Which trims off the left. And we'll have it trim the traf RT _1 column. And we'll have 0 as the trim. And we want to make sure that length of this is greater than or equal to 2. We'll go ahead and test that out. Good. So we have over 6,000 features like that. And for the value, we'll go ahead and do that L-trim again. Test that, good. Okay. And for the text, we'll change the font to the Road Geek font that we had downloaded earlier. It'll be the 2014 series. So for 2-digit interstates, I believe we're going to try Series E at first. We'll do regular 10 points, make it white. And then background is going to be an SVG. Remember that file we downloaded before. And we'll go ahead, pick our 2-digit interstate shield there. The buffer, we're going to make that 3 points. And then we'll go ahead and render this, make sure it is horizontal. Yep, text orientation horizontal, good. Then we also want to merge all of the connected lines. Now we'll apply. Okay. We have to obviously change some things up there. Text orientation, horizontal. Placement, horizontal. Now we'll hit OK. Then we'll hit apply. And let's make the symbols a little bit larger. Let's do 12 points. That looks better. But as you can see, it also rendered the 3-digit interstates. Okay, I found out why it's also rendering the 3-digit interstates. I put this string in the wrong position. The 2 or less should go outside the parentheses. Now when we test it again, it drops it down to 5,000 features. So we'll hit OK, and we'll hit apply. And the 3-digit interstates are now no longer rendering. Let's go ahead and bump up the font yet again. Make that 14 points. Increase the buffer to 4. Hit apply. Yeah, I like the way that looks. Okay, now we'll go ahead and do the same thing with 3-digit interstate. So we'll copy that previous rule. Change that to 3. Change that to 3. And for the background, we'll change it to our 3-digit shield by adding that extra X. Oh yeah, in the text, we have to change it to series D. Let's hit apply. Yeah, that's much better. Okay. So as you can see, our 3-digit interstate shields are rendering. Looks good. Now if you've noticed, I-76 and I-70 are multiplexed through here on the Pennsylvania Turnpike. However, the Interstate 70 shield is not showing up. There's a way to fix that in here. First of all, I'll show you in the attribute table where we can find the I-70 shield information. So we're going to have to use traf RT3 column and the traf RT4 column. Traf RT3 tells you if it's an interstate, and the traf RT4 column tells you what the road number is. So we'll go ahead, go back into labeling, and we'll actually copy and paste our 2-digit interstate here. And then, let's see here. So this is the number here. Okay, so we'll trim the traf RT4 and we'll make sure, let me bring this up, and we'll make sure the column traf RT3 is actually in interstate, because some US highways multiplex interstates. And then this value here will be traf RT4. Let's go ahead and test that. Okay. Make sure that's 2 digits. And we'll hit apply. Ta-da! The Interstate 70 shield is now added along with the I-76 shield. And likewise, we'll do that with 3-digit interstates. So we'll copy that rule, paste it, make the necessary changes in it. Make sure that's an interstate. I don't think this is going to apply in Pennsylvania. Oh, okay. I guess it does. Where would that be? All right. Now this would be an area where a 3-digit interstate multiplexes with another interstate. Guessing that's possibly somewhere in Pennsylvania here. But all right, there you have it. The labeling is now done. And I did forget to mention something else. When we extracted the information for the interstates, we also accidentally copied over business interstates. So let's go ahead and remove that from our file here. We'll open up the attribute table, and I'll show you the column that you can tell it's business interstates. It would be traf RT2. Scroll all the way to the bottom and you see B right here. Yeah, we'll want to get rid of that for the 2 business interstates in Pennsylvania. So we'll go ahead and highlight those by selecting the traf RT2 column equals B. Select those interstates, edit, delete selected features, delete all 54 features, save it, and then unedit. So Business Interstate 376 is now gone, as well as Business Interstate 83 is now gone. And that's a wrap. Thanks for watching.